Look at what we've got here, JF. Got the 4.6 FLITELab Amp board and the jet system, something new.
Yeah.
We've all seen Adam Bennett's ripping on this thing, so we kind of know what's possible. I think everybody's been frothing on that latest little Instagram clip of him chipping in on that light wind day in Hood, and then linking up with Kane de Wild, showing what this thing is capable of doing. Full disclosure, we are reviewing this product for Assault. They supply us with gear and we run it through the paces here in Gizzy on our coastlines and how we foil. We've got some pretty diverse coast. It's open to the north and the south, so conditions change. They're quite wild, especially in the winter, and it's really awesome to be able to try all this gear and see what works here. Thanks Glenn and the team, you guys are legends. So we've had it for like about a week, and I've tested it quite a bit, and you've had one go on it. What did you think?
Amazing. I think this whole system's a bit of a game changer. Yeah, initially the boost caught me off guard a wee bit because it's quite a bit stronger than I thought it was going to be. Not having ridden a board that's been powered before, it was a unique feeling for me because I've just come from that analog vibe where you're just riding a board that's powered by your arms. This one you press a button and it goes. Oh, I loved it, eh? I really enjoyed it. I had a fun time.
Yeah, I'm like you. So the first time that I had a go on it, waves were pretty average and I didn't really know a lot about how to set it up. So I set it up how I normally prone with the 790 Atlas from KT and the 190 Nomad tail. I started on the default settings just to see, how it felt. And I struggled because I didn't actually get enough lift out of it and enough boost because, it's the 4.6. That's pretty small when you take into consideration it's 32 litres and you're adding, say, 7 or 8 kgs to that. Plus, I'm a 90 kg rider and, it's winter, we're in 4.3s, wetties are wet. So what I did was readjusted the settings, which you can do from the launch pad while you're out in the water, but I boosted everything up. And I started big, so I went up the next size foil wing to the Atlas 960, and I tried it in pretty windy conditions, and that sort of seemed to be the sweet spot. Boosted with one size up front wing, that's when it actually sort of started to work for me, and gradually starting to work my way down. So I've taken the settings down so I don't need as much boost now. But yeah, timing is everything, eh? Like timing your paddle. You can't catch everything, you've got to be quite specific. Which is
a thing. I actually thought the same thing. I thought I'd be able to catch unbroken waves in positions in the lineup that I wouldn't normally even look at a wave, but it's not that at all. You still have to have positioning in the lineup where you would normally paddle in for a wave, maybe a little bit further out the back from that, but you still have to be in position to catch the wave.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a place for the jet in a really strong offshore. So when you would normally look at it and think, oh, it's far too offshore to prone, you wouldn't be able to paddle down the waves. It gives you that extra boost to actually punch through that window and get down the face. Plus, it's good to know that when you're getting sprayed in the face, that boost allows you to just concentrate on getting to your feet. You don't have to worry about getting down the wave because your boost has done all the work for you. So yeah, when it's super windy and offshore, I think the jet is definitely the one if you want to prone it. If conditions look pronable, and like we're both proners, and we can both paddle really well, it's like you probably wouldn't use the jet, you'd just use the board. And like without the jet in it, the board is magic. Like it is a super well thought out prone board. The shape is amazing, the deck grip is amazing. Put your hands on the rails and as you're popping up, it just feels right.
You've ridden it quite a bit, just without the jet components in it.
Yep.
Yeah, and you like it?
Absolutely, yeah. It would be my go-to prone board for sure. I think I'd maybe like to try the 4.8, but for summer, like we have a winter, and then when summer comes, we're in boardies and a vest and just, a rashie or something like that, you're instantly shedding 5 kgs.
So you think that weight makes a difference?
Weight always makes a difference. Hey, anyone who's serious about foiling will know that weight makes a difference. I didn't know how this thing was going to feel like because I've come from Foildrive, so I know what Foildrive feels like. I've had Foildrive Gen 2 since it pretty much got to NZ, And the reason I got it was I wanted to start downwinding because I'm crap on a sup. And I wanted to feel it.
I think what you mean to say there is like that the downwind sup journey is not easy.
No.
And if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yep.
You got to start somewhere, and I think we all can safely say that, you know, coming from a surfing background, never having ridden a sup before, and then trying to get out into little wee wind bumps and be successful in your first couple of runs, it just takes time, eh?
Yep, I'm on that journey again now, so I'm starting from square one. I was using my Foildrive all the time, this one here, and I was using it for prone, I was using it for downwinds, and it sort of became sort of dominant to my foiling, that it took over everything, and then I grabbed the KT foils and I went back to just proning.
Yeah.
And man, like I don't really prone that thing anymore because the KT foils are so good. I just use it for downwind, you know. It's kind of like, now that we've got this, it's like, well, where does Foildrive fit in? I'll probably still downwind until I can do the sup foil thing. It's becoming a little bit, for me, as you know, in my personal foiling journey day to day, a little bit redundant. I did a weight test, and the difference in weight between my Foildrive setup and the FLITELab Amp setup is about 500 grams. So that is lighter by 500 grams. And I run that with the same mast and the same foil system, foil setup, on the Amos 5.4 cruiser, so that's a little bit of an indication. And with this, your hands free. When you're up on foil and you are wanting to turn, the weight distribution with the jet in it is so much more balanced than my Foildrive setup. The weight kind of melts away. I liken it to, like, if you surf normal on like a fish or a performance thruster or something, then you get on a mid-length, a good mid-length. It's kind of like in between that. You can still shred turns on this, and in some cases, when you actually get your angles right, it adds to your turn because, you know, like sometimes when you're hitting those whitewashes and you're trying to punch through, you hit the wobble, or with a little bit of weight from the board, it doesn't wobble as much in the broken water. You can go through it.
Pretty well balanced, I thought too. I felt the same thing. Actually, to be honest, I didn't feel the weight throwing the board off balance at all. Like through turns, I felt pretty good. Like I thought it would make a difference, but it's really balanced with the board, like you said, and I didn't feel like it was throwing me off. And I felt like I could do just as tight a turn on the amp board with everything set up as I would have done on my KT board that I ride. How does the board pump?
Well, like I said, the weight distribution is pretty on point. So that means the pump in the board, when you're actually driving that thing and trying to get some momentum on it, it's extremely pitch stable. What I found sometimes is on the Foildrive, the pump was porpoising. With this, you can really move your feet around the board and get the sweet spot, and you can pump, you can get a good cadence, and you can also dig yourself out. If you find you're in like a really thick part of the broken water or something like that, and you touch down with that board, you can continue to dig yourself out. As soon as my Foildrive setup was in that situation, couldn't dig out.
Stop.
Press the trigger, you know, press the trigger for safety.
Yeah.
You know, whereas this, it's quite nice to know that you don't need to do that.
The word I'd like to use in that situation is it carries a bit of momentum. So when you do get your cadence right and you're pumping along, it actually gives you a little bit of extra sort of speed without you even feeling the extra weight.
So what did you ride it with?
So I rode it with the Skate 850, and that's a size up from what I'd normally ride. I'd normally be on the Skate 750 on my KT 40 litre Super K2 carbon, but because I was expecting it to be a little bit heavier, I rode a bigger, because you kind of said, bro, just size up a little bit. So I took your advice and went up a size on my foil, and I loved it. It just worked perfectly. I don't know whether I was ready to ride it with my smaller foil anyway, because there's more weight in it. Not a hell of a lot more. It doesn't like you say, you feel the weight when you're walking down the beach, but when you're actually up and riding, you're out surfing and you're riding, I didn't feel it as much as I thought I would, which I'm stoked about. Let's talk about the jets.
Ooh, the jets.
Let's talk about the jets, mate.
So here's the jet. It's got 2 batteries in it. You slip them together. I think everybody knows how the system works now. I find managing this system really, really well. It's super easy. Man, it's minutes, if anything, you know, rather than stripping down, you know, having to take sometimes the Foildrive off the board, or you know, getting the lugs and everything like this. This thing here, you whack the batteries in, make sure that the cap's on, whack it down, twist it off, and then when you're finished, you just get a hose down there and you blast it out through there, and you dip it into some fresh water, dry it off, take the batteries out, put them on the charge, ready for the next one. It's a real nice tight package. Shit, man, if you don't get psyched about this, it's like flipping out. It just looks like a marvel of anything, eh?
So psyched about it. So stoked to have an opportunity to ride one of these. I think the board and the system is a game changer. And having seen Adam Bennett's riding it at Hood and catching bumps that were literally a foot high, and knowing that it's possible on a board like this, and then being hands-free, I think that's the thing. That's one of the main reasons that I got into downward foiling, is to be able to ride out bumps outside, standing out in the middle of the ocean on a board with my hands free. And this board just allows that to happen, and it's a normal size board. It's not, you know, 9 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot 5, whatever. The price point's not going to suit everybody, I don't think. You know, it's not going to be something that everybody can afford to have in their quiver.
The thing is though, like, you don't have to necessarily buy the jet system straight away, eh? You know, you can still buy this as a standard board.
Okay.
Yeah, and they go right up to 5'8". I think they do an M, which I'm guessing a mid-length.
Yeah.
5'8", 65 litres, I think it is. I'd be really jazzed down that.
That thing would be amazing to
Yep.
downwind.
Yep.
You'd have no problem at all getting up, using the boost in any size bump,
Because you'd be planning.
because you already have enough board in the water, enough leaderage in the board to get you going real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand that this board is small for most. I mean, I'm 80 kgs with a wetsuit on, full steamer, and I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get this 32 litre board up in a bump, in an open ocean bump. But the bigger boards would be amazing. When you're a long way out at sea and you're thinking about catching a wind bump, you know, there's a little bit of stress about it. The hardest part is getting up and going, and you don't want to be thinking too much about whether or not you've got the equipment to do it. So, you know, and the mid lengths will give you that peace of mind, I guess, just to know that you can do it.
Yeah, and you can paddle if something happens and you're 4Ks out, like we can be sometimes, you know, and it's getting dark.
We or me?
And you didn't take your phone. Yeah, but you can paddle back, you know, that's quite important.
And the pedal assist that's on this board, which I found really, really helpful the other day, I didn't ride it without a boost on of some description. I just thought, I'm going to try this board, see how long it lasts, and every movement I made with my arms, I pressed the button. So I was, after every wave I caught, I turned around, pretty much faced to go back up the back, pushed the pedal assist, and it was so smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
and as like, we've got a beachy, right? So that's our main foil spot, and the sand changes all the time. And sometimes with the tides, where you sit initially stops and something else starts, and you having that paddle assist boost to get down the beach, say 200 meters, is pretty awesome. You know, like it makes a big difference. A
huge difference. And the other thing too is it felt really safe. Like, you know, there wasn't a motor that was obvious. There's nothing that's sticking out that could hurt you. And you know, when you press that paddle assist and you paddle out, and then you have to duck dive, the assist still goes. It keeps going, and you go under the wave, and you feel really powered up. And I came in from that 45-minute session after having caught 10 waves, just full of energy. All the energy that I used was riding, which is awesome, right? You don't come in tired from paddling anymore, because you've got all this technology that you can, you know, at the touch of a finger, you can make it happen. It was sick.
The differences between Foildrive and the Amp system, right? They are different systems, so they've each got a place. They're not. You can't say one's better than the other, because they're completely different. What I find this has over Foildrive, it's a clean mast. There's just absolutely no drag. It's got nothing on the mast, and the tracks are awesome, mate. The tracks are really wicked. You can just unscrew and you're gone. So this is nice and clean, you know, whereas that, you know, that's not a nice and clean mast. And I know they're bringing out integrated masts and everything like that now, and that'll probably...
Will that help? What's the difference going to be with an integrated mast as far as...
The way the motor attaches to the mast pod adapter is different. So there's nothing sticking out over the leading edge.
Right.
So the leading edge of the mast is clean. That's going to be like another step up in terms of performance.
I guess, would that be the main kind of issue with the Foildrive, is the fact that all of the components are protruding and obvious as far as the thing that causes the drag with those boards?
They've got so many different options, you know. They've got a slim, they've got a sport battery, they're developing the Fusion e-foil system. So they're innovating, you know, like that's a Gen 2 product. I'd say Gen 3 wouldn't be far away. But this, you know, this for all intents and purposes is a Gen 1 product. Imagine where these guys are going to go. We know they're going to bring out a pod system that's on the mast, similar to Foildrive's. But where's the jet going to go? Like, what are they going to do with the jet? Like, imagine a mid-length downwind jet board. Holy cow, like an 80 litre, it's just a paddle beast. You've got paddle assist if you want it.
Be insane.
Getting to the wind line, you know, like...
I actually can't wait to see where FLITELab are going to take this next. This in itself as a total system is amazing. Like, FLITELab have done a great job of the production of this, the quality of the product, the way that it looks, and having Adam Bennett's promote the product and be a part of the design team with the product. You know, they've ticked all the boxes. The board itself, amazing.
This FLITELab product, are we giving it thumbs up?
Man, big thumbs up from me.
Yep, thumbs up from me too.
Big thumbs up from me.
Big thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's amazing. They're as good as everybody said that they were going to be, and more. What do you reckon, Nat? What are your thoughts, mate? Give it to me.
It's come from a prone background, so it's prone first. And I'm always a fan of prone first because that's where we come from. You know, we all learned to prone in the surf. That's how we started foiling. It wasn't behind a boat. It wasn't on a jet ski. It wasn't, you know, on a lake. Prone first, always going to get the thumbs up from me. It's a really good core to start from and a great foundation. I think they've developed a really awesome framework for the system. Everything that they've done to innovate and create this product is kind of in place now. So it should be just a matter of developing new stuff.
We are very lucky to be able to have one of these that we can play on.
That's right. Assault, the legends at Assault, they have supplied us this to test. You can get this set up, you can get all of the FLITELab range, including the foils when they are available. Assault does all the best brands pretty much. You can get it all there, and they're our local because like we're in Gisborne and we don't have a foil shop here. So, you know, whip over to the bay, see the boys, and just have a jazz in the shop and just have a little bit of a fondle of all the new gear, eh?
Yeah, boy.